able to afford it, you should go ahead and invest in yourself and invest in your success on OnlyFans. Okay, number 7, OnlyFans peaked and no new creators can succeed on there now. Okay, so, people look at the big, huge explosion of OnlyFans last year, right at the beginning of the pandemic, and they say, okay, well, that was the peak. Everyone who got in right then, or even the people who got in before then and were in position, those people are the ones who reaped all the benefits. And now it's just a whole bunch of people coming in late to the show. Like all the gold's already been picked off, at the mine. And now the people are just buying pickaxes and wasting their time. So I would say, that is a no. Most people who subscribe, that's the subscribers, they subscribe for 1 to 3 months and then move on to new creators. So they definitely have to move on to someone, right? So if they subscribed, they saw what they wanted to see, and now they're looking for that next person to subscribe to. Now that's difficult once you're established to hold on to the creators, but if you're brand new, that means there's always an opportunity for you because people are finicky. Think about on websites, video sites, hottest video, new videos. That's what everyone gravitates to. People definitely will watch the old videos from years ago, but who's still watching everyone's favorite creators from 10 years ago on YouTube? Who watches Annoying Orange or Fred now? Everyone did 6-7 years ago. No one watches those people now. So there's always, especially with the internet and with content, people are like, okay, what's the next thing coming up? And, that makes it, and that's why there's a podcast like this for retention, to make it so that people are more likely to stay with you and continue, subscribing and utilizing your content. But for people who are new, there's always that opportunity that people are sick of who they've been subscribing to, and they're going to look for that next new thing. So there's always a place there for you. So if somebody comes in and says, oh, this peaked then, oh, it's no longer going to work, similar to telling you that a certain site won't work, that they're going to say, oh, everyone already made all their money on OnlyFans. And that's good. Every person who believes that, every person who hears that and says, oh, it peaked, and then decides not to create an OnlyFans account, that's good for you because that's one less competitor that you have. And that's, more options for you as a new creator, if you are a new creator, to succeed. Okay, number 8. Ignore your DMs. They are all spam. So DMs, yes, a lot of what comes in through your direct messages, either on OnlyFans or on social media, is just trash. You hear about people getting contacted for, requests on stuff that's just terrible, that they can't necessarily produce. There's just a lot of spam, a lot of trolls, a lot of bad things that happen in the DMs. Now, most social media sites, they do their best to kind of navigate that and make it easier for you to not, have to deal with all of the bad messages. But of course, they sometimes get through. But DMs can be a gold mine if managed correctly. If you actually put the time in there and clean them out and keep them organized. When something good comes in, when somebody who actually wants to buy your content, who actually is interested, who might just have a question comes through, if you actually pay attention to your DMs, you will be the one who reaps the benefits of it, because most people are going to just be too frustrated to deal with all of the crap that comes in through the DMs. So if you are able to organize it, see those, nuggets of gold, you are going to gain from that. So it's bad advice if someone says, just concentrate, outside on what, people are commenting. And I've said definitely that you certainly should comment back if someone comments on your posts. definitely comment back to those people. But there is definitely an advantage to looking at what's in your DMs and commenting back and replying back to those people. All right, so number 9, send mass DMs daily and do lots of share for shares on OnlyFans. All I have to say to this is please no, with like 14 exclamation points. Not only does this not work, it's creating a spam environment on OnlyFans as a platform. So, yes, there is the occasional share for share that is going to be paid attention to. And we've gone over in the podcast about how most of those are lopsided. One person's getting a lot more exposure than someone else is, and it doesn't necessarily make sense for both parties. There's no reason for somebody with, 5,000 fans to just wake up one day and say, I want to post one of my competitors, and hopefully they'll get some of my subscribers. Because as I mentioned before, most people only subscribe for, say, 2 to 3 months. So you're basically handing out and you're saying, here's the next person you want to subscribe to. Here you go. Here's my competitor. Go ahead and start subscribing to them, which makes no sense. And they're likely not going to do that. And it makes no sense for the person with 3,000, subscribers or followers, however you want to look at it, to, promote someone with 20. None of it makes sense. And it's just pointless. And it also, as I mentioned, creates spam and creates a spammy environment on your page. It creates a spammy environment for OnlyFans itself. And they themselves noticed this, looked at this, and a month ago made changes to it. But also this concept that sending daily DMs out to all of your followers and subscribers. I mean, think about this. Is there anyone in your life that you want to hear from daily on basically a carbon copy pasta message? Anyone? I could think of, even if, and I'm just going to use Harry Styles because he's awesome as an example here. If Harry Styles was just sending you a mass message every single day, copy pasted, even that you wouldn't want. So why would you think, no matter how hot the person thinks you are that subscribes to you, why would you think that they would want to just see some base mass message that went out to every single other person on earth? They don't. If you're going to take the time to get into your comments, take the time to send individual messages, thanking people, take the time to, go into your social media on the same people who might be subscribed to you and reach out and talk to them where that they're actually going to respond. Take the time. Don't do all of this mass. And there are definitely people who are still out there saying to do these mass DMs and do these mass share for. No. Okay, there's better things you can do with your time as an OnlyFans creator than this. It sounds good. Oh, every person that follows me, definitely, and they're already on OnlyFans, they must now, when they see this mass message, they're going to think, boy, I really need to go ahead and subscribe to this person, or I need to buy this. They might, but I think that you're more likely to alienate those people who actually are interested in you, because they're going to see and they're going to go, oh my gosh, every day I get this mass message from this person. Unsubscribe. That's the way I think that most people would think. So I definitely feel that this is bad advice. So, don't listen anymore when people say this. Okay, so number 10, your content is what people are quote unquote buying on OnlyFans. They are not buying your content. They are buying you and the experience you bring to them in their life. That might sound interesting because you're constantly selling them content, right? I have a friend and she has an ex that buys her content. And why does he buy her content? To support her, because he cares about her. That's why he's buying the content. He's not buying it because he's never, seen, adult material from this person. He's buying because he cares. And for most people, that's why they're buying now, regardless if you understand why they care. Maybe you talked to them one time and they got a connection with you and now they're buying all your content. But as it's been pointed out 1,000 times, someone can just do a Google search if they want to see 18 plus material of some random person. So when somebody says your content is what people are buying, so, spend all of your time on your content. And I've mentioned the podcast, make your content good. Make it as good as you can make it, but don't spend 90% of your time on content and 10% of your time on marketing, promotion, and talking to your fans. I would switch it. I'd spend 10% on content and 90% spending time interacting, because remember, they're buying you. And if they're buying you and your time and your attention and how you make them feel, the content is good, but it's hollow. It's similar to just videos on Google or on an adult site. It has no connection. Now, if you're doing custom content, that definitely does have connection. So that's another way to build that relationship. So also think of it that way, like if you're pricing your custom content too high and not a lot of people are buying it, maybe you bring the custom content down a little bit lower, and that will increase your subscribers, because people will be able then to engage with you more and feel more of a connection with you. But just remember, when someone says, oh, the only reason that successful on OnlyFans is because your content's really good. It's because you're good. You're good at building that relationship with your subscribers and fans. All right, number 11. A free page on OnlyFans is a waste of time. So I hear this all the time. I'll even talk to people in person. They'll say, oh, I have an OnlyFans. And I'll be like, oh, awesome, you have an OnlyFans. Do you have a free page? Why would I have a free page? That seems like a waste of time. Now, they obviously didn't listen to my whole episode on OnlyFans, a free page being your greatest marketing tool. But it's very important. And, this is the page that you use to herd the masses of people in. So you're bringing them in. It's like saying, why is a musician or a song popular? Because millions of people have heard the song. So you're thinking, okay, so millions of people have heard certain people's songs. And then when they have a concert, only 10,000 people show up to the concert, right? But millions of people heard that song. But that was the only way they were going to get 10,000 people, was from the millions who heard it. So when you bring in the people and they see your pictures, it's the same mentality. It doesn't mean that every single person's going to buy a ticket to the concert. But if they had never heard the song, they wouldn't know who you were. They wouldn't know that you existed. They wouldn't know that song existed. So it's very important with the free page to bring the people in, so they can hear your song. Think of it that way, that they can hear your song. And you can put the really good stuff. Like, nobody plays the entire album. They don't hear the entire album, they hear the one song. So you're basically saying, okay, hear this one song and here's the rest of the album behind the paywall. And then certain people will want to buy that. Oh my gosh, I really love this one song. Let me go ahead and buy the rest of that album. So it has nothing but benefits. You can create paywall items on that page, and you can still have your VIP subscriber page, but you're basically letting people into your world. And as I just mentioned, they're buying you. So if they're buying you and your brand and your concept, then letting more people in to see who you are is going to send them over to that VIP page. It's going to send them to that subscription page where they will actually start giving you, money. And you can actually make money from your free page too with your paywall, but the consistent money will come in through the VIP. So just think of it as like a preview. When someone gives you a preview of an album with one song, and then they go over and they're like, okay, yes, I want the rest of the album. So definitely don't listen to people who say that a free page is a waste of time. All right, number 12, promotion is not a form of marketing. Okay, so I've mentioned this one before, and it continues to be stated out. Definitely on Twitter, as I mentioned before, there's an ebook huckster person on Twitter who continues to tweet this constantly, that promotion, you don't need promotion, you need marketing. Okay, so I'm going to state this one very clear. It's promotion is marketing and branding. It's actually combined. It's both of them. So it's all together. So if you're promoting yourself out into the world, that is marketing. That is you branding yourself. That is people finding out about you. No, it is not necessarily a marketing strategy, but promotion is part of a marketing strategy. So if you're not, promoting yourself, no one's going to know who you are. And